So starting with the first use case for sales teams which are using HubSpot, the first thing that you need with your files is you need access to those files on the records themselves. For example, you need to be able to search your existing cloud drives on from the HubSpot records, and that means contact, company, deal, ticket, or any other type of records. You also want to be able to attach those files and folders onto the HubSpot records. You want to be able to create and configure shareable links right from the record. And finally, you also want access to some sort of analytics activity on the record itself, so that it makes the job easier when follow-ups need to be sent. So let's see how this can be done using HubSpot once the Cloud Files integration has been installed. So, as a sales executive, I am mostly somewhere in my contact, company, deal, or ticket records in HubSpot. So once I have Cloud Files installed, there's a very easy access. There's this HubSpot widget that you can access on your right nav bar. And if I simply click on this add button, then it opens up this library. You can configure what you see over here by using this gear icon. So for example, I can decide to show or hide certain libraries. When you connect it first time, there's a very easy standard authentication process. So for example, I can just authenticate my Google and my files are gonna instantly show up over here. So you see all my files are already visible over here, and now I can choose to select one of my files. Let's say this is my Google Doc. I can also do the same thing with folders. So in fact, let me just choose a folder and I'm just gonna attach these to the contact. So you see now these two tiles show up. This is my folder that I had attached, and this is my Google Doc. At this point, if suppose I want to share this publicly, if I want to share with this particular contact, I want to create a link and configure settings on this link. I can easily do that by clicking the share icon. And this creates the powerful Cloud Files link on which I can get analytics and do a lot of security. And you see, you can set all of that from right here, from right from your HubSpot record. So you can take it offline or disallow downloading or set some security or notification settings. If the customer accesses this link, this is what they're going to see. So this is basically a two-page Google Doc. And now if I go back to my contact. Now you'll see this analytics has been collected against my link. So I can see this page by page analytics. I can see all of these details like downloads. Plus, if there were multiple sessions, I can drill down. We also show this analytics on the activity itself. So you can view that detailed analytics right from the timeline activity. Plus, it also integrates at a bunch of other places. So basically, what Cloud Files is doing over here is it's making your access to your existing files and sharing of those existing files easy with your HubSpot records, and you can do this from any record. You can do this from contact, company, deal, or ticket, or even a task. So that's pretty much it about the first use case. Moving on to the second use case for sales teams using HubSpot. There are a lot of security and confidentiality concerns as far as the proposals and contracts that are shared are concerned. For example, sales executives don't want their proposals to be downloaded and forwarded. They want to be able to replace those files with new codes or new information anytime. At the same time, sometimes you also don't want unauthorized access to certain proposals, certain documents which are highly confidential. So with Cloud Files HubSpot integration, we offer all of this functionality right on the HubSpot records, right on your contact, company, deal records. So let's check it out how that can be done. So in order to demonstrate the various security settings, I'm again in on one of my contacts, and I'm just going to choose a Google Doc, and I am going to add it to the contact. And at the same time, I'm also going to create a sharing link on which I'm going to enforce some security settings. So now let me open this link up and we'll see how the link changes as we put in different types of security settings. So the first one that we offer is taking the link online or offline anytime. So you can simply use this toggle, and now if I go to the link, it's going to show me a file not found. And if I just enable this back and I go back to the link, so my file is back online. So you can take the file offline or online anytime. Plus, you can also preset this expiry based on a certain day or a certain number of views. Next up, if I go to my file, I have this download option. And if I click on this download, my Google Doc in right now it's exporting a PDF format, but it can also export a docx format of the Google Doc. Now I want to disable this downloading if I'm sending any sort of proposal or anything. I don't want the receiver to download the file. I can just toggle this button, and if I go back, this downloading has been disabled. I can also go on and use some other security settings. So there's a password setting, but what I'm going to be focusing on is the email setting. So first of all, I can put in an email wall. Now this is a soft email wall. I can put in any email over here, or I can log in through Outlook and Google, and I'm going to get the access of this document. But then for security, especially for proposals and contracts, sometimes what's more important is having some sort of a email verification. So I'm just gonna check this box, and then now if I log in through Outlook and Google, it's fine. It's a verified email. If I'm using this email feature, I'll actually have to enter an email, enter an OTP, and then I'm gonna be able to access the document. So this enables a very hard ID wall. I can also use this in combination with allow and block list. So, for example, I can allow only people from a certain company, for example, cloudfiles.io, to access this document, and I can enable email verification, so I can be sure that actually only emails from cloudfiles.io are able to access the document. So there's a high level of security that is enabled on the documents using these features. Lastly, I would also like to mention about our workflow actions. So if I go into my workflows, and sometimes what you need is, if suppose you have a bunch of links associated to this particular contact, and if you are making any changes on any of the properties on this contact, then those links should all get automatically updated in order to respect some sort of a security setting that you might want on that link. So we offer this automation feature where you can create a workflow which can trigger based on your conditions, and then you can use CloudFiles actions. So for example, we currently offer this update link settings action, and we are going to add a bunch more to this. And using this, you can use your information from your contact record, pass that information to the cloud files action, and your links are going to be appropriately updated. So there are a bunch of settings that you can update, and in case you don't find what you're looking for here, then feel free to reach out to us. So these are some of the things that sales executives can use to secure their documents better while using HubSpot, and all through HubSpot records without ever exiting HubSpot. The third use case for a HubSpot sales executive is lead prioritization. Normally sales executives are dealing with a lot of prospects, a lot of leads, some going cold, some are hot. And in order to sort of navigate through that jungle, they need some way, some qualification metric to float the most interested leads on top. And with Cloud Files, you can do this using the engagement time with your proposals or the sales collateral that you are sending. So lead scoring and lead segmentation become very easy and very reliable. So let's check it out in HubSpot how this can be done. So first we'll see how this reading time or the different metrics that we have been seeing in cloud files, for example, downloads or views or sessions or all of these things, how exactly they can be used to float the most interested leads on top. So there are two different functions. First is the dynamic list, and second is the workflows. I can go and create some sort of a dynamic list where I can choose the Cloud Files file viewed event, and I can choose the property, for example, which file was viewed or which link was viewed or for how much time or how many times it was viewed for. So I can choose all of these metrics and I can create a dynamic list. And using that list, I can segment my all of my prospects based on who is actually viewing my proposal and who is viewing that proposal more. At the same time, if I want to see among those who have viewed the proposal, if I want to see who are the most interested ones, I can set up a workflow where I can use a similar trigger. I'm going to use the Cloud Files file view trigger, and again, based on the time spent on my proposal or the number of views of my proposal, I can update a certain contact property. For example, I can increase or decrease a certain numeric property, which might be my Cloud Files lead score. And then I can sort my contact in my list using that Cloud Files lead score property. So you see, not only can I segment my list better, I can also float the most interested one. And the best part is that I'm doing all of this based on the number of views or the time spent on my file. And these are the metrics that we start collecting only when the file is rendered in a browser. So these are much more reliable than using emails opens or email clicks. We all get all of those HubSpot notifications all the time about opens. So these metrics are much more reliable for doing your lead prioritization in HubSpot. The last use case for a HubSpot sales executive that we are going to cover is follow up. So once you have sent out that proposal, there's a whole lot of proposal blindness that follows. You have no idea whether the lead has looked at it, which page did they look at. The next time that you send a follow up, or the next time if a meeting is scheduled, what questions are they going to ask? So with Cloud Files, because we offer a very detailed view, a very page-wise analytics view of the prospect activity. This analytics can be used to anticipate those questions or send relevant follow-up material. So basically, it improves the follow-up process that further helps in converting the lead faster. So let's check it out how this can be done on the HubSpot record itself. So in order to streamline my follow-up, let's say I want to decide what I want to send to this particular contact the next time I'm sending them an email. How I can use Cloud Files with that is whatever time they have spent on my proposal, I can see which page exactly they were interested in. And I can see the thumbnails of those pages right here. So for example, let's say the first page was an about page and the second page was a pricing page. And since they are spending so much time on the first page and not so much on the second page, I can be sure that they are fine with the pricing, but they might need some more convincing on the type of features that we are providing or the solution that we are providing them. And in fact, we have done a really nice case study on this. You can just search for Cloud Files neighborhood case study, and you'll have this video and a really nice PDF that we have hosted on Cloud Files. And in this case study, we talk about how this digital marketing agency called Neighborhood actually solved this problem of proposal blindness. And they use page by page analytics to anticipate the questions that the person is going to ask in the next demo and ultimately to convert their leads better. So yeah, do check it out. Thanks.